Hey, it's Don. Happy New Year. Let's get back into it. Inquisitor's on my list of to-dos. Um, I kinda got a spark today. I was thinking about the next CritCon in October of 2026 because I'm on a group that promotes the event, and I was looking at it trying to think of, am I going to do anything? I don't know if I want to do anything, and I wasn't sure. And then I got to thinking. I had saw some of these 54 mil Marines on eBay for like 140 bucks for four of them. They go for over 70 bucks normally. So dividing that up, it's like 30 bucks a piece. I had to do it. And now that I got it and I'm looking at them on my table and I'm thinking, what about a Death Watch Inquisitor demo? Using the Space Lab that I already made last year, all the players would be a Space Marine from any chapter. Well, I paint them up, of course. The baddies would be metal demon prints that I picked up a long time ago that I've been having soaking and stripping the colors off of so I can repaint them. But I'm going to convert them to a 54. So a demon prints, throw in some other things, maybe Gene Stealer, maybe print out some things. I could make co-op players go into a lab, or go into an installation that something's happening there. So I'd like to hear what everybody thinks about that down below in the comments. I have a long time to decide to do that. Most everything's done. I'm going to need more parts of the building. I'm going to need some extra things. Maybe I have some Mechanicus terrain that I haven't put together. Maybe I can build some things for that. Maybe I need a landing pad. I don't know. But I'll do it on the 4x4. Try to keep things simple instead of spending an hour and a half or almost close to 2 hours of doing instruction. Everybody's a Marine, and you go in and you do your Marine stuff, and it's pretty basic. And you learn the game mechanics. Not really a lot of psychic stuff going on, but you're learning all the rest of the mechanics: shooting, defending, running, doing actions. So I think it might be viable. It's a thought. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's that part. Second part, what happened? Oh, a week and a half ago, my wife and I purchased a used old hickory shed. It's a metal roof shed, a 10 by 20. Um, my child that comes to stay with me during the summer needs a place to stay. The house that they've been staying in has kind of filled up, and I need to build a summer cottage out of this shed. I'm going to put solar on it, and it's blank inside. It's got a little porch. I need to put a bathroom in it. We have, on our property, we have two rental spots that we've rented out over the years for RVs. I have a spot open. So the septic's there, the power's there, the water's there. I have Sky, so I can put solar on. I'll have to invest in some solar panels and an inverter. I can go through all that, and I figured that might be kind of nice to document that as a separate thing. So that's a thing I'm doing this year, and actually that's a thing I have to have done by late spring. They usually arrive here late May, so I have 3-4 months to get this going on. It's gonna be delivered tomorrow, so I'll cover that next week. Um, Let me see what else. The track. I'll throw in some videos here. I've been working on the track hot and heavy. I'm stopped sort of playing with the foam and getting into do some plaster and some train making of molding of some rocks. I haven't painted anything really yet, but having a lot of fun with that. I'll be covering that stuff soon. I'll throw in some videos of that, and I'll throw in some more ideas about what I have here. It's just a lot of marine stuff, and I got to do some conversions. it seems like it's kind of full for next October. I can plan out the mission, give me something to do on this channel, and yeah, that's it. The other question I had is, should I divide the slot car stuff and the home stuff and the Inquisitor stuff, or just keep it all a hobby? I mean, to me, this is what I do for my hobby. I'm doing a bit of everything, so I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it this way until I get too much to really divide and see what it makes sense. Maybe just separate into different playlists or something. I don't know. Anyhow, last year starting up doing this was great, and now I'm really wanting to see where I'm going with this sort of. It's kind of like doing this YouTube thing. It's kind of like a separate hobby. So it takes time to make the videos, and sometimes when the spark comes of an idea, I can't stop talking. I just start doing, and I need to think a little bit more about how I'm going to document this in the blog and how much I can and can't do. Um, Anyhow, I'll cover some of the stuff I've been doing on the track. I'll show you some shots of what I got going on here on the table and some other things I've done and caught up on. So I'm happy that you're here, still here, and let's get on with 2026. All right, here on my tabletop, I have um, some Tomb Kings for Blood Bowl. It's a metal team. I'm not sure where they came from, but they're very nice, Egyptian themed, with Anubis and all the different kind of characters. So I'm really looking forward to painting them. That's where they're sitting here. I'm hoping to play in the Spring League. I am not sure. Behind that, I did pull down the Bridge of Sorrows dragon that had been collecting dust, and I brought the dragon up to a better standard of paint. I've been working on the rest of the figures with it. I have no idea what I'm going to do as far as a diorama or not. Right now I'm just thinking I'm going to get it put together and finish with what it is, what it came as, and then think a little bit more about that. That's what's on the front of this table. All right, this is the sort of eBay thing I did. I already had this Space Marine converted to a Grey Knight. I had already picked up that quite a couple years ago, and I had finished him out. So I have this guy sort of sitting here, and you can't really play him in Inquisitor. It's just too much by himself. I mean, he just overpowers everything. But I saw this on eBay where somebody had started some conversions of these 4 Space Marines. I've been pulling out bits. Some of the stuff is my bit stuff. But I mean, they're complete. I mean, this guy's hammer was made for him. He has his backpack. He has his helmet on, which is nice. I gave him a base that I had, which is just one of the original Inquisitor toppers, mostly because it's metal and it goes on the top of the regular base, and it will help because these guys are kind of heavy, kind of help them stay sat down. There's this other one that has, you know, he's got a lot of extra stuff put on there. He's got a set of keys, and he's got this book put on his arm, and he has, you know, all this stuff. So a purity seal. But it has everything here. I mean, he has his gun like he should, and he has his arm's been kind of hacked up, but the legs there, and I think I can put it all back together. It's no big deal. And of course, he had a base and the original head that sort of comes with these guys. And so I'm going to leave that with him for now. And then there was this other one that had some different conversions done. His arm is kind of... no, his arm's all right, actually. There's the other one. And so I've been sort of putting a pile of little bits here from my bits box to see what I need to finish him out. I even grabbed a different head that I'm thinking I'm going to use on him I'll have to get it to fit right, but and he has a sword, so it's another one. So I have 3 fully parted out. They're all there. All the pieces are there. So 3 plus the Grey Knight. I have 4. So I have enough to do a 4-player game. But then there's this one that was been started converted into a Blood Angel, and it has his backpack. His arm on this side is messed up. I had to figure out how to fix that. His hand on this side is, just at a stub, and that's normally where he would have a weapon. So I've been pulling out things that are appropriate for Blood Angels. So I found a combi Melta bolter pistol. I'd have to make a hand for it. I found another bolt, dual combi bolt pistol, and a Melta gun. One that I had printed, Melta, but it has the hand going the wrong way. And of course they had the sword, so I'll probably leave the sword as part of the deal. I have to figure, well, I might not be able to use the sword actually, because I need to figure out that arm. So I'm gonna have to go on online to see what I can find for printing and try to print something to get the approximation of what you see here on this guy's arm, the lower part of the arm here. And since this basically, he just doesn't have the lower part of the arm. The other arm is there all the way to his wrist, so I'm not worried about that. It's just putting a weapon in that hand, which is where I'm thinking the combi pistol is going to go. Unless I find something like this one that's printed and reverse, mirror the image so I can get the opposite side. I can't remember where I printed this from. I think I do. So I'm going to see about doing it. It's about the right size. If you compare it to one of the other pistols from the actual kit, the hands are really, if you look at them there, they're really close. So I think they'll work perfectly fine. So I might just print that out for him and put it on this side of, so he'll be having it in this side, and then I just have to worry about an arm with a sword. And let me see, I think I have an idea. All right, so this was Brutalis from last year, and last year's Inquisitor demo. So yeah, he has a full arm here, and he has a pistol. It's not a combi, and he has a sword with his hand. Let me see if I can zoom in on that without getting a problem. Yeah, so I think that arm will work. So I just need to print that arm, but possibly with the other hand, with the other pistol that I have already, the Melta gun, because this is a combi as well. If the Melta's on top, it's not the same setup as the other one, but that's fine. And I did find a scope on one of the weapon sprues, and I might stick that on there. I don't know if I will. I don't think you need a scope with a Melta gun. But it's a combi, so it's perfect. So I got to thinking when I was thinking talking about that, I was thinking, oh wait, I have something. So I think I can give him something over there, and on this side I can just give him this hand and the sword, maybe this sword for that matter. I mean, that would be fine. So I'll look see what I have, but at least I can get the arm, and then I can just use the other sword, the regular sword, and then just reverse this other hand, and that'd be fine. So that's what I'm thinking there. All right, and then the other part of stuff I've been doing, I redid my lights and the board structure for my little trackside work table here. So I have one of these little Harbor Freight toolboxes, and I got stuff sitting in there that I use for the tools. It works out really nice for that. Let me see. This is just all the garbage I've been working with to try to clean up when I'm making track. I made this little tire cleaner for the cars that's hooked to this power bank, and I mounted the power bank because I use it with other things. I have another tire trailer here that I use. So I just unplug it and plug it into that, which works really nice. Let me see. Some really old cars. I just gave everything that I didn't use for my main track. I had 3 sets. I had this old set, which is just analog. I had the first digital sports set that I had got probably in the late 90s. And then I had the new Arc Pro set that I had got maybe 5 years ago or so. So all the stuff I didn't use, I boxed up and gave it to my nephew for his boys who are just getting the right age to be sucked into this slot car hobby. And yeah, that's that. All right, here we are trackside. I already had a couple other videos with this, but I've added the plaster. I've taken the bridge out and added the plaster. Been doing some drying. I need to hot glue in some these rocks, so just to sort of give me something to look at there. But this side over here has been going along really nice. So I've been covering up the track and adding, this is the plaster and these are the plaster rocks. And this is just the plaster tape, which I'll just sort of texture a little bit, paint, and add some grasses here and there in the flat spots. I have to go work around this side still. I'm running low on rocks, so I need to make more.